All of those who were attacking the court were Republicans. The Democrats were so afraid of the death penalty issue that none of them came to our support.
I will continue to support the death penalty, and I will not endorse or oppose the retention of any of the present justices.
The people who were attacking the court were people who were politically motivated, who did not really care at all about the role of the judiciary or of an independent judiciary and impartial judiciary. What they wanted were people in those seats who would vote the way that they wanted them to vote.
We had everything there except the black crepe hanging from the walls. It was a very, very devastating time.
The unseating of Cruz Reynoso was profound. Obviously, for many of us, it was a very personal loss and a symbolic loss. But the loss was profound for all of the public interest community and, for that matter, for the state of California.
It was quite likely that it would have a long-term chilling effect on judges. The public really didn't know what it had done, that it had been seriously manipulated by right-wing forces.
I thought that they were highly principled judges, and so it was a loss to the state to lose them. But there was an even greater loss, and that was an impairment. What resulted was an impairment, I don't want to say destruction, but an impairment of the independence of the California judiciary, and that is a grave problem.
The constitutional rulings, which in the past have been described as great rulings, for example, that protected the right of Japanese Americans to own land in California, rulings that protected the people of this state to be able to buy housing irrespective of race, are rulings that the Supreme Court issued at a time when public passion was against those feelings. Now we look back with great pride that the Supreme Court was courageous, that it stood for the Constitution, that it stood for equality. But I think we have to ask ourselves, how likely is that to happen if judges worry about whether their opinions are making powerful political or economic interests in this state happy or unhappy?
When Cruz Reynoso was recalled, that was a very sad moment, but he viewed it much more broadly, and he understood it maybe better than we did. Because one of the things that Cruz stands for is persistence and diligence, and knowing that these battles in our life will knock us down every once in a while, but it's important to get up and go at it again.
To me, it was just a political defeat. I was determined, however, to show them that a political defeat does not defeat a person, a human being.
Part of the fun of being in a little mini farm like ours, we have 30 acres and have the cattle and the pony and the peacocks and the cats and the dogs, is that you're required to be involved in physical effort. Once you have animals or once you have plants, we have the apple tree here and we have the vineyards. Those things have to be done when they have to be done. So in some ways it's a necessity, but more than that, for me at least, it's a pleasure. I like to work out. Mira esta negrita. Ahí tienes. Ahí está, que les vaya bien. It's a very, very, very nice thing to do after the hecticness of being a lawyer or a law professor or being involved in all the matters of controversy that I'm involved in.